Okay, so ready to dive in. Today we're going to be looking at health advice,
Right.
and specifically, we've got some interesting messaging from Hoped Lifestyle to unpack.
Yeah.
It's a short message, but thought provoking. It says you need to put things in place before it's too late.
Hmm.
And I don't know about you, but that before it's too late bit, it really kind of like makes me sit up and take notice.
Right. It definitely has that kind of like urgent tone to it.
So like what are they so worried about? You know?
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, like, what exactly are these things we need to be putting in place?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So like what's the big takeaway here? What are they really trying to tell us?
Well, I think the core message here is about the importance of preventive health measures. They're not really focusing on treating existing health problems.
Hmm.
They're more about taking those steps now to, kind of build a healthier future.
Gotcha, gotcha. So like getting ahead of the curve, so to speak.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
that makes sense. But like there's a lot of talk about prevention out there, you know? What makes Holton Lifestyle's approach different? What's their sort of philosophy on this?
Well, they advocate for a pretty holistic approach. It goes beyond just the usual advice of like diet and exercise.
Right, right.
They're talking about integrating fitness, nutrition, sleep optimization, like all of that together. And there's been a lot of research recently about how interconnected all those elements
Yeah,
are.
sure.
Neglecting one area can really, undermine your progress in others. It's like they're all linked. You
Yeah.
can't just focus on one thing and expect to be completely healthy.
Right, right. Like that whole car analogy comes to mind.
Yeah.
You gotta change the oil, you gotta rotate the tires. You can't just like put gas in it and expect it to run forever.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so what specific like maintenance tasks do they recommend for our bodies?
Well, one thing they really emphasize is personalized health plans. They don't really believe in those like one size fits all solutions.
Oh, interesting.
It's more about, understanding your individual needs and then tailoring your approach accordingly.
I see.
So, for example, they might suggest like specific blood tests
Ah, okay.
to identify maybe, nutrient deficiencies
Yeah.
or hormone imbalances, things like that,
Oh,
that could
okay.
be impacting, your energy levels or your sleep quality.
It's like they're really trying to empower people to take control of their health.
Yeah.
It's not just following, generic advice. It's like figuring out what works for you.
Right. Exactly.
But, this whole before it's too late idea, it does make me wonder, like, doesn't that kind of create unnecessary anxiety?
Yeah. I mean, some people might definitely feel that way. Like,
Yeah.
are they just trying to scare us into being healthy?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But, Hoped Lifestyle, they actually address that. They emphasize, the positive aspects of prevention. It's not about living in fear of getting sick.
Okay, so more like what, building vitality?
Yeah. Building vitality, resilience, that sort of thing.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So they're saying that proactive health measures, it's not just about preventing disease.
Right.
It's about actually like enhancing your quality of life.
Exactly. Exactly. Having more energy, better mental clarity,
Right.
greater sense of well-being overall.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know they stress putting things in place.
Mm.
What are some like concrete steps that our listeners can take, to actually embrace this philosophy?
Well, they recommend starting with a pretty thorough assessment of your current health status.
Hmm.
So that could include, getting comprehensive blood work done, evaluating your sleep patterns, how well are you sleeping?
Right. Right.
And assessing your stress levels. Are you constantly stressed out? Things like that.
Makes sense.
Once you have a clear picture
Yeah.
of your starting point, then you can, begin making changes, like targeted changes that are specific to you.
Okay.
And those changes might include, dietary adjustments, maybe a tailored exercise program,
Mm.
even mindfulness techniques. It really depends on your individual needs.
So a lot of the putting things in place actually happens internally first.
Right.
Like gaining that understanding of your own, unique needs.
Exactly. It's not just about external actions. It's about, that internal awareness.
Right, right. Okay, so Hope and Lifestyle is really stressing, being proactive, getting personalized, and really listening to our bodies.
Yeah,
This deep dive has definitely given us a lot to think about.
it really has.
If there was one action that you thought our listener could take today to, start moving towards that healthier future, what would it be?
I'd say just take 5 minutes, like right now, and reflect on your current health habits.
Okay, so like what, like a self-assessment?
Yeah, yeah, like are you getting enough sleep? Do you feel energized throughout the day? Are you managing your stress effectively? Just acknowledging where you are right now is a huge first step towards making positive changes.
I am utterly stunned and genuinely terrified for all of the people who think that they're going to cross the bridge of aging when they get to it. Please understand, if you can't handle little discomforts now, then you are buying yourself permanent discomfort when you are old. You will likely cross that bridge of aging in a wheelchair with kidney disease, heart disease, liver failure, diabetes. You could be sitting in a hospital bed on dialysis. You could be waiting for a liver transplant. You could be getting bypass surgery. You could not be able to walk. Do you know how common these things are? They truly are, and they're preventable. To a large extent, they are preventable. We all go to work every day, work ourselves into the ground. For what? For stuff? For money? Okay, for money. So you're planning for your financial future to make sure you've got a solid foundation. All of that money that you're putting aside, if you don't take care of your health, you'll be spending it on healthcare. This is why the healthcare system is so bust and full of people, because they don't know how to take care of themselves, because they're not prepared to suffer the little discomforts now to reap the rewards later. I see this every day. I saw it all throughout my nursing career. I see it every day with my elderly clients. The ones that are healthy and enjoying their life give me all the advice and all the secrets and all of the information about how they got where they got to. And everybody else teaches me how not to get there. And it's terrifying. It really is. Why can't we just experience those little discomforts of getting up early to go to the gym or to go for a walk? Why can't we experience the discomfort of having to spend 10 minutes preparing a healthy meal instead of grabbing something that's processed? Why aren't we doing that inner work on our mental and emotional health? Do you understand that that is the absolute rock solid foundation of your physical health? Because you have to rise to every challenge that you've got to overcome in order to maintain your physical health. To do that, you need self-control. To get self-control, you have to create it. And to create it, you have to understand. You have to know yourself. You have to be able to implement that self-control that you create. You're the only one that can create it. You have to put that in place in order to rise above the challenges. You might think there aren't any challenges. There are. If you want a healthy aging experience, you're going to be challenged and you're going to have to rise above it. So put those things in place for yourself. Get uncomfortable. Experience that discomfort. You're still going to have a fantastic life when you're young. There's plenty to enjoy. But don't make the mistake of putting it off until you're old because you'll pay for it.